All right, guys, I want to get a little a challenge going here because I've really come to enjoy them. So we talked a little bit about compartmentalizing trades a little bit today. I'm not sure if that's, I don't really know how to turn that into a challenge, but yesterday's challenge was really, I realized that we have people of all different skill sets yesterday. You know, we have level ones, level twos, all that kind of stuff. And lately I've been doing more level 2 and level 3 techniques. And I think sometimes we need to go back. Sometimes it's good to go back to the basics. And so always on every market, what I'd like to do is kind of have a challenge of action points, if you will. So the challenge with action points, let me stop sharing today and show a whiteboard. So the challenge with action points is this. I want you guys to everybody trade with a 2-pip take profit. Wow. What happened in the market there?
News.
What's news? Is there something scheduled? That definitely looks like a news pop.
When now?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, the U.S. is at 9:30. Like, I guess CAD. I don't know.
There's no news. News was for 10 o'clock.
Oh, could be.
Yeah, like a
Canada was as expected.
Take profits.
yeah, like a 25 pip run. Okay, well, good thing I'm out of that. I mean, yeah, I was in that direction, but I'm not going to trade that right now. So let me explain when the news settles or whatever this is that's happening is settling. I want everybody to put a 2-pip take profit on your layers. But then what I want you guys to do, so I want you guys to get into 4 to 6 trades, not all at the same spot. So stagger your trades, get 4 trades on with a 2-pip take profit. So you got 2 pips up here. But what I'm looking to do, I want you guys to take those take profits and I want you to adjust those to the correct action points, right? And so we're trading with take profits. And so if the market's doing this, the key here is your exits, your entries and your exits. That's what we're going to focus on. So if you're buying, you can start your buy layer right here. So you're going to buy early. So we're going to buy early. We're going to put a trade here. We put a trade here. We put a trade here. And then we wait for that turn. And so if 2 pips happens to be where you smack on and you got this trade, 2 pips is here, then here, then here, then here. What I want you guys to do is adjust all of your trades to right below this action point right here. Okay. Because that's where you need to be taking the profit. And so if we trade with take profits, we have to know where to take our profit. And so what I want you guys to do is adjust all of your take profits to the correct area of which you'll take profit at, right? So the challenge today is to finding the right place to take profits. And if the market's doing this and you get into a sell and you put a take profit here, this is the wrong execution, right? The take profit needs to either be right here before it crosses or right here if it comes up and you get into a sell right here. So this is where your take profit is, okay? So the challenge today is to get into a couple layers. In fact, we'll say, let's go do it 3 times. So do it 3 times. So get into 3 layers and properly move your take profits to the place where the action point is. And if it's 2 pips away, great. If it's 5 pips away, great. But you recognize that every time you adjust your take profits, what I want to see, every time you move your take profits, take a screenshot of that. And then, because that's the execution, not that you took the take profits, but that you properly placed them where they need to be. So take a screenshot of that, post that in the challenge if you can, get a copy of that, because I'd like to kind of look and analyze and see if, okay, yeah, you're right. That is a great place. Or, you know what? That's not correct. Right. And so kind of like show your work a little bit to the teacher, if you will, kind of speak. So everybody have any questions on that challenge? It's just basically putting your take profits in the wrong spot. Anybody have any questions on that? You understand that? Comprendez-vous? Yeah, now see, I got all sorts of accents today.
I wasn't paying attention.
That's okay, Cliff. You can just continue to trade.
This sudden move just wiped me out. Yeah.
Anybody need that they need help with this and would like to share their screen and walk through it? I know this is like a basic, but it's also something that I think everybody needs to identify where those action points are.
I can share my screen.
Cliff, you don't even know what the challenge is.
That's why then I will know.
I actually, if nobody is going to step up, I was wondering if my dad could do that, because I think you could use some help here.
You want me to do that?
Yeah. So if you want to jump into a demo account,
All right.
and do this challenge. I appreciate the opportunity, Cliff, but I just was like, I wanted to pick on somebody that I feel like could use a little bit of help with this.
Okay. That's okay.
Because this is a beginning. This is like so when you tag your trades, again, Dad, do this in a demo. So flip to a demo.
I am.
Oh,
I just
okay.
wanted to get. Oh well, we'll do that later. I'm having a hard time seeing this morning. Sorry.
No worries. But it's been a minute since I've traded with you, so this will be good. There's a little father-son bonding time. If you wouldn't mind, once you get into that, closing the navigator, because I don't like sharing your guys' account numbers when I record this, so I'm going to just cut this part out.
Come on.
When I post the challenge. Okay. So right this second, if you guys are taking the challenge,
There we go.
There's an
Okay.
opportunity to get into some trades here.
Can you see me?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Yep. Got you.
Let's do this. Okay. And minimize that. And minimize that. And then we'll minimize. Okay.
Okay. So yeah, go to the 1 minute chart too, if that's what you're gonna trip on. Okay, so just to reset the challenge with you, what we're looking for is, what I'd like you to do is get into trades with 2 pips of take profit. So have an auto profit of 2 pips. And this account size, let's reduce your position size to go light because of this move. So let's go in at 0.05.
0.05. Okay.
And then let's hunt for 2 pips. So you got to reduce your take profit from 4 to 2. Actually, in this account, never mind. Let's keep it at 4 because you have the spread you have to deal with. And so
4 is okay.
Yep. So because you have to deal with the spread.
So you want me to do the opposite, is what you're saying?
Opposite of what? I still want you to have take profits on. So
Yeah.
the goal of this challenge is finding your exit points, your premium exit points, right? Where your take profit is. Okay.
Okay.
So I'm going to give you one right now, right? If it pops up So just to kind of, if it pops up, or if you were to place cells right here, this would have been where your take profit should be, right?
Yeah.
But if you don't have room, now if it comes down here, this should be your take profit for buys, and this should be your take profit for sells, depending on what direction that the market's giving you. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Do you understand the challenge?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Okay, let's get into it. So now that you have those take profits, what I want you to do is adjust those take profits so that they're all in the same place. And they're in a good place. So you got to keep them in a good place. Put them in a good place.
Adjust them. Okay. Well, we just simply grab it.
Yep. You can grab it. Move. Okay. So this is the reason why I wanted you to do this challenge, because I think you're going. So
What's up?
we got 4 pips right here, right?
Yeah.
And but now you're moving it above this. So this is case in point. Your take profit should not be above it. Your take profit should be below the top of that candle.
Right.
Because what you're saying right now, you're saying, market, you have to cross this line in order for it to hit my take profit. And did you see exactly what it did? It came up, it kissed your take profit, but didn't execute. So that's the number one reason why this challenge needs to be. Now you can't do this because MT4 says you cannot put a take profit inside of the spread.
Right.
Now you can, because it's went away. Does that make sense? It's going to give you an error message.
Still on that way.
Yeah. So you can always take it right here, but that's the case in point why we do this challenge. So it's just a learning opportunity. So do you understand that though? The concept, do you understand the concept of why we would put our take profits here? This is a classic example to reinforce what I was just talking about, because it would have taken it would have given you your take profit if you had them set here. And then you would have been able to recycle and get back in and recycle those trades for another take profit right here. Right. And so instead of waiting and saying, oh man, they've kissed my take profits, but didn't take it. And I see this happen a lot with traders that do that. They move them so close, but then they're just off by just a little bit. And it can turn this layer right here from a money maker to a loss as it decides, you know what, this is where I'm going to turn and go down. And so I'm glad that you did that. And I'm glad that we're in a demo account, because this was the exact reason why I wanted to do this challenge. So thank you for giving us that example.
Sure.
Appreciate it. I know you did that on purpose. So thank you. Okay, but we want to get into a couple layers. So you're only into 2 trades. So let's put on a couple more trades and let's do that with this. So whatever direction you want to go, if you want to buy or you want to sell, but let's just put a few more trades on and then practice it again. Okay. So now with these guys, so go ahead and put one more on. Now with these guys, you see how these trade layers are probably not going to hit as likely as it to come up to here. So let's move all of your take profits to right below this blue candle, because that's your exit point right here. You know what? All of them. So you can do that with, you can do that manually, or you can also do that in Protégé by
Yeah.
adjusting that if you know how far that is, right? But I would drag your bottom ones up first to make sure that you're gobbling more profit. So I, just as a rule of thumb for me, I like to adjust the ones that are lower up first than the ones that are down, the ones that are higher, right? Because in case it does pop, I would rather capitalize on more profit than accidentally getting these ones taken out. I'm going to change my color so you can probably see it a little better. Yeah. So I kind of adjust my bottom ones first. Your stop losses in here is really tight. So let's do a, come over here, do your Protégé or over here, and let's adjust your stop losses over here quickly, fast, before it hits your stop loss.
I guess I'm gonna do that.
Hit that right there. Yeah. And then just hit set shorts or longs. You're in longs. Set longs. Just hit that set longs.
Right here?
This right here. All right. So that was just a quick fix, but now we got to go back and fix our take profits. So let's measure what's the difference between here and here. Can you measure that, like pip count? Between where price is at right now, it's at 8 to 8. So let's come over here and reduce this down to 8 over here on their set longs. Nope. Can you see where I'm drawing on your chart?
Over there. Okay.
Set that.
Except now I can't see it, but I change it to 8.
Yep. That's the wrong way. You're going up. You can either do
Come
that.
on. No. Take a look. Can I write it?
You can if you click on this little dude dad right here. Click on the smiley face. All right. This might be easier for you. Just grab this order line and drag it up.
The order line where you're talking.
Grab your buy. Just click on this buy line, and then just drag it up.
Sorry, I don't know what you mean.
Your order. This order right here. I'm drawing.
I can't see your arrow. Where are you? Oh, maybe no wonder I had as the pictures were covering it up. Okay.
Got it. And then grab that and just drag it up. Up. So right below there. There you go. And then do that with it. And then let go. Nope. Right here. Right there. A little higher.
Did it?
Nope. You want it to be lower than the body of that blue candle. Now it's going to hit, or if it comes up and hits, that's where you want to get out of all these trades. So just hover over. Now you're into, I'm going to close everything. Here's the action point. If it comes up here and stalls like it did, that's when you should get out. So if it pops up, so you're to go ahead and close that right there. So the execution wasn't as solid, but it still worked. All right. So now let's look for an opportunity to do it again. And this is good practice because you need this. You need this practice on how to quickly adjust. If you're scalping, speed is your friend. So the faster you can execute. Okay, wait, stop. Set your take profit or set your stop losses to like 30 because 4 and 6 is.
That's what they're at right now.
I know it's too. You got to widen your stops out
Okay.
because in this market it's going to go again. No, other way. There you go. You got to widen those out. In this market, 6 pip stop loss is way too tight. That works. Okay, that's your take profit that you're adjusting.
That's right. I'm going to sell.
If it was me, I would change those colors if you could.
Come on.
I'd move those away for sure. All right, anybody hit this challenge yet? Anybody execute on the challenge? I have.
Okay. So that was crude oil inventories, I think.
That with that little news pop.
Mm-hmm.
Was that scheduled? I looked at it last night.
Yeah, it's on the chart, but it's not any expected surprise. But it always causes a little bit of a loop. It's a yellow event, and sometimes it can be more important if there's something happening with oil.
Sure.
Does Sean trade oil?
Yeah, he does, and he has quite a bit in the past. He goes through his cycles of trading, of different trading things. I think he just like he gets bored of one thing, goes on to another, right?
Mm-hmm. There you go. But usually,
interesting.
Yeah, I know he'll do like NASDAQ futures. That's a good, solid thing to do when people are into the stock market because it's the tech index and the futures can trade all day long.
Sure.
24 hours. And then if something happened on oil, you can sort of jump into oil. If there's an oil event.
All right. So now I need you to adjust your take profits all to the same place. And I would hurry and adjust your one that is not the one is closest that is about to take. And you might have missed the opportunity to adjust it and then adjust that one. So the point here is that if the market moves on you down to here, if this was to get you enough money with the spread, then you can put them here. But if you need it to cross this, then it's the same difference as it hitting this point or crossing, right? And so if you can't have it here because you need it to go to here, then you need to move it down to this, either here or here. So I need you to put all your take profits in the same place to pass this challenge. So start adjusting all your take profits. Well, that was a good shot up and shot down. So I'm done trading for the day. I just rode that up, rode that back down, took back everything the market stole from me last night.
Revenge.
Yes, it was all. I punched the wave. I love that.
No, but you did well because you earned it back. You know, you don't try to get it back instantly.
Stupid jellyfish.
Yeah.
It's funny because we can relate.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Did you send me that, Doug? That king, whatever that story. I don't know if it was a king or whatever that actually had his people go out with a whip. You got to send me the name if you can remember that name, because I want to do a little bit of research on that.
I think it was Xerxes the first.
Yeah.
Whipping the ocean.
All right, I'm gonna look at you guys. Okay, so Pops, go ahead and let's get into wait and see if this is gonna break down. But I still want you to execute on this a couple more times because it looks like you're kind of getting it, but you're not. Your speed needs to be a little quicker. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So your execution here needs to be a little quicker. So let's go ahead and find if it breaks below this. Okay, so here's a couple moves real quick. If it breaks below this with a large candle, it comes down here and this is one candle. We're gonna fade that move because this could be like, again, the first retracement of a breakout.
Okay.
If it does this and if it breaks out in one candle, we'll go into some buys. If it just barely crosses it, don't take that move, right? And so just get ready to take advantage of that move. If it doesn't, and because this is also, could be a potential bounce point, but it also could turn into an M and ride lower. But if it doesn't and it bounces up to that, then it turns into a W, right? So you want to be cognizant of that. Okay, here's that breakout. So go ahead and smack a few buys on. Oh, you got 6. You can't have 6. You got to be lower your take profits to 4.
All right.
And then let's go ahead and get in again. All right, your take profits. Now let's move your take profits to right under here, because that's where the execution of this trade should be. I don't think it's going to cross that, especially if it turns into an M, but it should pop up and retest that. And you're kind of not, you need to be lower than the body. You can't have your take profit on the body of the candle. It needs to be lower than the body, because you don't want it to have to cross or touch. You want to be safe on these trades, right? So you want to be really safe, like the market's going to give this to me. And so I want you to pull the top ones down. So let's zoom in a little more, hit the plus button a couple times. Not the red, the plus button.
Really got a vision problem today.
No, your plus button on your keyboard. Just do that.
Okay.
There you go. And then hit the end button on your keyboard. Hit the plus button again. Okay. Now see that take profit right there? It's above the blue. So your very top one is above the blue. I would like them all to be pretty much lower than this blue. So can you do that?
Yeah.
Thank you for posting that. Wave Whipper. That could be my new gaming tag. I'm a wave whipper. Instead of
Whenever you're ready, I'll tell you what the thing is.
Instead of riding the wave, it's now whipping the wave.
Yeah.
Instead of revenge, we're all wave whippers. No, do you revenge this trade? No, I whip the wave. All right, so now it failed to kind of come up and hit that. So now let's get into a few more buys here. Let's drop your from 4 to 3. Let's go to 3. So that might help here. Drop that to 3. And then let's buy into this move right here. Now you see where to put your take. There you go. Okay, now what I want you to do here is move these take profits to right underneath that green.
These up.
Right underneath the green. Make sure it's underneath the green. There you go. That's a good place for you. There you go. All right, Doug, hit us with it. With your.
Oh yeah, it was Xerxes the first, and if you just go into Google and type "whipping the ocean," there's a bunch of things that pop up because it's a famous story from history, from Greek history. And if you go to Wikipedia, type in Xerxes pontoon bridges. It wasn't a fleet. He tried to build pontoon bridges across the strait between Turkey and Greece so he could invade. And then the storm destroyed his pontoon bridges, and he ordered his generals to whip the ocean while he watched, to get revenge on the sea for thwarting his plans.
Okay, what's the name?
I got to read the.
Yeah, I'm there. I don't know. How do you spell it?
Oh, with an X. Xerxes. Xerxes. Xerxes pontoon bridges. And there's a page for it because it's such a famous story. Like
I've not heard of that story though. So.
Oh, it's a Greek story that.
Sure.
You saw 300, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's Xerxes. He wasn't 9 feet tall, but he was kind of.
Now I got some good stuff. Got some
little megalomaniacal kind of guy.
I think stories like this are kind of fun to bring into like training elements. You know, so
that's a fun story.
I always look for stuff like that.
You see on Wikipedia, Xerxes pontoon bridges. There's a page specifically for it.
Got it.
You see it, 480 BC.
I do. Yeah, I found it.
Yeah.
All right. So
if you learn Greek, they teach you this kind of stuff, this story. Or it might have been in movie 300 as well, because that was Xerxes. And I think there was a scene where they showed how crazy and megalomaniacal he was, because he was like, I will have my revenge on the ocean for thwarting my plans.
All right. Who said whip Dave? Whip the Dave. No, let's not do that. Just kidding. Okay. So right here, get into some cells for a retest of this low. Because it puts you in a good place right here. But there's just one thing that's kind of bugging me right now is these buys right here. You're still got your take profits above this blue. So the challenge is to get them below that. So just even a microscopic amount we already experienced where it just comes up and kisses them and then runs away. And so when we're trading with take profit, now you're a little too low. You want them right here, right where my white line is. That's just the proper placement. And really just we're talking like microscopic moves, but when we're doing this challenge, that's what we're honing in on is the right place to put them. You got them just still a little too low. I would want them right where my white line is. So instead of me telling you to do it, do you see why you should put them there?
Yeah.
Can you explain to me why? Just so that I know that you know that I know.
I guess it's an action point where the market generally will turn right there, and you want to catch it before it turns.
Action point or testing point, right? So in order for it to move higher, it has to break this. But if we have take profits that we can get before the market has to break, that's a better place for us to be.
Before it's at a decision point. Yeah.
Right. Before it has to break.
Right.
So we want to make sure that we get our money before it has to break, because more often than not, it never breaks on the first attempt. Right. It comes up, looks at it, stalls, retraces, and now you companion this technique with recycling, and it gives you a lot more opportunities to recycle your trades, because it rarely breaks through on the first attempt. So it comes up here, takes your take profit, retraces back down to here, and you can get back in again for another test. But this time it should break, right? And so now you can set your take profits above it and even move them up to either here or here on a recycle. And if it doesn't break, then you just hit the X right here, get 1.9 or 2.8. You don't have to get that 3 for yet another recycle. And then be confident on the third attempt that it most likely will break. And so that's why this challenge is important to master, because once you master action points and know exactly where to place your take profits, it really helps to maximize opportunities inside of slow moving markets, this isn't a slow moving market, but like at nighttime trading, when you're just hunting for 2 pips, it really maximizes opportunities, because now you can 3-4 times recycle that layer 3 or 4 times. Right?
Yeah.
So let's go ahead and look to doing that again on here. If it pops down lower, but let's wait until the candle's done. We got 20 seconds and see if it actually pops down, because there's not enough room between here and here. If there was enough room, I'd start building in where my take profits could be here. So let's go ahead and start building in now. Go ahead and buy right now. Yeah. See how now my take profit is below this action point?
Yeah.
Now I'm going to move those guys up to that green. Just barely under the green, but still under the green. Nope, under the green. Under the green. It's better. Down under the green. See, I'm going Disney songs on this. Good, Joseph. Got the 5th one. Nice. Good. Joseph, you said, how are you getting separation? Who's that question to? Because I'm not sure what you mean by that. Oh, it's better. Me, between your trade. Separation. Sorry, I'm not sure. Between the trades, the separation, I'm just for here, just using 3 pip take profits. And that's giving me the separation. So I'm looking for my entries. I'm just looking for to retrace off of this candle, right? I guess I'm not 100% sure what you mean by the word separation. Don't look at this challenge as we're trading, by the way. So we're not trading normal trading. I am not even worried about fixing this layer stack right here. To me, that's just, I'm not trading to fix this or anything like that. I'm just trading to teach the principle of getting the action point. So I'm just, again, compartmentalizing. I'm not focused on this at all. So when I'm trading for a challenge, it's just about finding the opportunities to hit the challenge. It's not about making money. It's not about making pips. It's about proper execution of the challenge. And so I'm just looking for opportunities to execute on that, right? And then you can companion that into real world trading once you master this technique and this technique and this technique, and then bring them into actual trading. Yeah, taking 4 trades in the same location is great as long as your take profit is in a good place. So this is the proper execution right here of taking trades at the right place, because it's going to come up, it's going to test. Now the other thing that you need to be, if it comes up like this and stalls right there, go ahead and take them, hit that X, close all, because it gives you the recycle point, right? And so if it doesn't cross, take them. Did you take them or the market took it?
Market took them.
Okay. But yeah, see, proper execution. It kind of came up and you get this peekaboo all the time, and then it comes back and tests that. So this is the exact reason why we're getting some really, really good examples of this challenge, right? Where it doesn't hit it. If you would have had your take profits here or here, it wouldn't have hit, right?
Yeah.
So you move them all to where they're going to hit, and now you can recycle that layer. And that recycling is a completely different challenge, but this is the stepping stone to that. All right, so I think we've done it 3 times. So let's see if we can't get one more in 10 minutes.
Yeah, starting to run up.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then also, we're trading with take profits in this challenge, but you all know me, I don't usually trade with take profits, just in case it does this on this action point right here, where it just blows past it and ignores it and builds higher, then I gobble up my take profits. But if it comes down, so if I'm looking at this as a take profit situation and it runs past it and it comes all the way down to here, I take that right there, depending on where I'm at on the candle. So if I'm lower in the candle, I would take that all day long and hit my take profit, because it's probably going to come down at least 50% of this candle and allow me to buy back in if it wants to continue its run back up. And so get out of that layer, put another layer on, and then that's how I recycle or 2x that layer. And that it gave you that opportunity. You could have bought in right there, but you missed that buy-in opportunity. But I was telling you, I showed it before it happened. Give me some points. That's for you, Josh. I know you're laughing.
I'm just trying to make money over here. I'm keeping my mouth shut today.
Yeah. Leave me alone. I'm trading. I wish, I don't know, is Hobble Wobble on? He was saying that this would have been a good challenge for him. But I don't think he's on. Oh, he is on. And then now I'm in and out most mornings. But this is a challenge that I wanted for you, for sure. So if you don't do it now, I think you should do the challenge, when you have time. So if you don't have time to do it now, guys don't have to do this challenge. It's not a time constraint. You can go back and do these challenges anytime, right? I just try to kind of align the challenges to market structure, and obviously this market structure is giving you those action points. If it's a marching market, it doesn't give you that, right? But it does right now. So the next point, if there was enough profit to be had between this and this, I would take that, because again, it's felt the cross usually will come back. Or if it does bounce up and it comes up, same thing I'm looking for. If it comes up like here, I would look for a retracement back to this bounce point for take profit here. So you could sell off of this candle if there was enough. Go ahead and put one sell on. Just, I don't know if there is, but I think there is enough. Yeah. So, and then you would move that take profit up just slightly above that blue, just slightly above the blue candle. I think your problem is that when you click on, if you click on, go ahead and take it now. Well, the market's going to take it for you. Maybe. If not, I would take that. So not close all. Well, you can close all. I don't know. It's a demo account. Doesn't matter. You can close out.
You got one trade.
I wouldn't have closed out of this layer stack if I was trading for real, because no, if it was not a demo, I would still hold on to those because they were good probability still. So I would have pulled that up right below that, right above that. But I think what your problem is, Dad, is that when you grab the line, you're moving your mouse left and right, and so that it moves if you press and hold on your mouse button, it moves the chart left and right. And so you want to grab it and only go up and down, and that'll help quite a bit with my motion sickness. Just kidding. So again, same thing here. If there's 3 pips to be had between this point and this point, you could buy into that. So go ahead and put a buy on. Nope, is not. So we need it to probably come down to here before we get into buys. Because that happened, though, now you have to have it in order for you to get any profit because of spread, you have to have it cross this. So what we want to do now is take this take profit and then move it up to the top of that wick for a test of that wick if it does break. Because we have to have it break in order to make money. So we don't want it just to barely break. We want it to break and go through. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And so it already established that this is a testing point. So we'll go ahead and put it right there. Because if it does break, the odds of it hitting here are just as good in my mind as it hitting here. Right. So might as well move it up a little bit more. Is this, are you understanding? And what are some of your takeaways from doing this, Dad?
Yeah.
Is it tough for you because it's fast?
No.
Okay.
It's, I don't know how to explain this, but I'm kind of developing my own style, but it's there's a time for me to really understand the wobble, and that's why I keep trying to learn it, because it's a great technique and it can really do well. So I keep trying to learn it, and what I've taken away here is knowing where to set your take profits, watching for. The market will go up to a certain point and stall out and then turn around and go back, and knowing where that point is and then taking a profit just before. That's what I'm learning.
Sure. I do want to just say one thing. This is not a wobble technique. This is not a wobble technique. This is a learning where to take your profits on any, if you're long-term trading, have proper.
Sure. Okay. I agree with that. Yeah, sure.
It's just we're doing it in a 1 minute so that you can have more iterations of seeing where that's at. But if this was an hour chart and you were trading, hey, we're going to bounce, I would put my take profits here right below this for an hour run. Yeah. Does that make sense?
So, anything that helps me to become a better trader is worth it. Yeah. Really worth it.
Yeah. Well, that's what I like. I hope that I'm helping you to become a better trader.
So this is proper placement.
This is proper placement. Proper
exactly.
placement. Right? rinse and repeat works really great. It does. Absolutely does.
Same as recycling.
Yep. Right. So right here, you're kind of in the middle of this price cycle, right? And so if you're just hunting for a few pips, you could take some to test this on a sell, or if it comes down, this is where I'd like to be. And so again, going back to compartmentalizing, if I don't feel like it's going to break, and I feel like if it crosses kind of this 50% of this price cycle right here, it's a tiny, tiny fib, but I do that all the time in my head, where if it fails and you got this wick pressure coming in, is more likely going to pop up and continue to run up. But if the wick pressure was on the top, I would look for it to come down and test the bottom, right? And so if I'm looking to get into any entries, I probably this would have been my confirmation to kind of buy in to that right there. Now, it didn't take it, but it kissed it. So if you're looking, you would probably want to, again, doesn't have to take it, just get close, then you take it.
Got it.
I think sometimes traders have a tendency to be like, well, I need it to touch it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that can
lose.
be, and then you lose, right? But look how close that was. Why not take it and recycle and get back in, right? Instead of, oh man, okay, one more time. Going back to my strategy of like, come on, market, give me one more opportunity. If you give me one more opportunity, I promise I'll take it, right? You start bargaining with the market.
Just need another $2.
Yeah, exactly. Because like in Josh's world, I got to have Taco Bell money. Give me a bean burrito. Oh, crap. It was just a churro. Come on. We're trading for what's the most expensive thing on the Taco Bell menu? Maybe the double XL. That's what we're trading for right now. Burrito.
You know, you think you save money at Taco Bell, but you spend just as much on toilet paper after.
Is that a run-on joke?
Wow.
I found it at Taco Bell. You can buy gas for $5.
That's a lot more expensive than other places. All right, I think we're gonna call it here, but this is a good technique. I'd still practice this. In fact, I would. I can't stress this enough to people that don't jump into a practice account. Have a practice account where you're ignoring everything except for one technique, right? And know that going in, compartmentalize that I'm not trading this account like I would normally trade. I'm just looking to practice a skill set or a technique, right?
Right.
And don't worry about, how much money you made, lost, percentage, anything like that. In fact, sometimes get yourself down, lose on it, and try to recover if that's the technique you want to practice. So just have a practice account for practicing, right?
Lose, and then figure out why you did.
Or, purposely lose and then figure out how to recover, right?
That too.
Either way, I'm just saying practice is just have a practice account, right? That you're just practicing on, and again, honing a skill set or a technique that you feel you would like to incorporate into your trading style, whatever that is. But I do think the action points, today's challenge is universal to any type of strategy that you're trading, right? As I hear this very, very often from a lot of traders that I cut my winners short or I cut my losses. It's the same thing when you're taking a loss as the action point, right? The action point, if it's a loss, well, this is where you should get out, right? And if the market comes down here, this is where you should get out before it breaks and turns into a bigger loss, right? So, if you don't mind, I'm going to just kind of share my screen. And move Alvio over here really quick. Okay. So this is kind of where I made back all of my profit. It was on this, well, it wasn't that move. I think I was explaining the challenge during that news event, but it was on this move right here. Kind of moved down, and then I played the first retracement of a breakout, and I smacked in. So I don't think Duke is here because I think he had to run, but his question earlier today was how much do you put on? I put on as much as I can on that, and it came up to here, but I didn't get out on the stall, and it ran all the way up here, and I got out right there. So I actually was selling here, and it broke all the way down. I got out, and I smacked back in for a test of here, but I actually ended up getting out here. So this is where I gobbled up all my profits back, or it gave me back my profits. But today, the principle that I wanted to really point out was that I did take a loss, right? And I hit that X, and I hit that X right here. I said, okay, market, if you give it to me, I was in sells, right? I was in sells, and I took the loss, think right here, because I was saying, okay, you're just continuing to go or down and down and down. Maybe I was in buys. I don't know. I don't remember. It was like 5 minutes ago. My memory's gone. Anyways, I took a loss right here on a lot of my trades, and because I think I had some trades up here, and so I X'd out of there because this is me saying, okay, if it fails to make another high, it could come back down, and I don't want to be in that. So I took a loss. For me, this was the correct loss. So this was the correct place to take that loss, even though the market shot up, and I would have been profitable, or if I was in sales, I would have been profitable. But I never, ever, ever take the could have, should haves, or would haves. I always take what the market is doing right now. And either way, if I was into buys, I can't remember. If I was into buys or sells, I would have been profitable had I just held on to those. But I took them out because if it went against me, and kept running into like something like this, something like that, it would have been a bad situation. So I took the loss, but I found a high probability trade setup to capitalize back and take back what the market stole. And thankfully I was able to get, 7-8 pip there and another 7-8 pip run. And I wasn't in heavy as I was here. So I was in probably like 2 layers here, just kind of trading into sells right here, looking for that. Really, I was looking for it to test that. So it was just in a couple layers, but then once it blew past it, got out and faded that further right up, and that got me back to what the market took from me yesterday. So the principle or the moral of the story, as we're telling stories today, is don't be afraid to cut your losses and look for an opportunity to fix it. You don't have to fix your trades while they're still active. You can look for an opportunity to fix your trades, but getting out might be the best psychology for you, right? And taking a little bit of a loss might be better than and fixing it down the road and waiting for that opportunity to fix it. So that's probably my recap. Anybody else have anything else they'd like to add really quick before we call it and close down today's session?
Well, I just say how important it is to place your trade at the right time.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. And my dad gave us a really couple really good examples of why that's important, right? Where it just comes up and kisses and doesn't take it and runs the other way. I'm sure we've all been in that same position. I'm glad that we caught that on camera because I'm really, really going to hone in on that for education point. So
Many thanks.
all right. Thank you guys. Appreciate it. And we'll see you guys in the AM.